Hey everybody, how you doing? Hatless here, Noel Cat. We're doing a little bit of a review today out here in the beautiful Pinson Mounds. Today I have a MRE from 2021, I believe. These are inspection date of May 2023, or these are 2023 and the inspection date was May 2025, I believe. My bad, sorry about that. So these are 3-ish years old, well within the lifespan of an MRE. And I've had a couple different MREs, but I haven't had this specific one yet. So I'll be interested to see what comes in them, and how they taste. So let's bust this open. I will say there's probably not going to be a lot of editing in this video. Just learned that Sony Vegas, it's a cool little thing about them, they have the tear bag, but Sony Vegas no longer is supported. They got sold once again. So it's not Sony Vegas or Vegas Pro, it's something else now, but so we're probably not gonna do any editing. Sorry about it. Anyway, so here is what it looks like inside the packaging. And normally it has like a whole list of ingredients and stuff that goes on the back here. But this time it just says cheese pizza slice. So that's interesting. As far as the package condition, other than a few scuffs, some indentation from where the package is sat and kind of pushed up against things. But other than that, seems rather fine. No holes in this. I should say this is sat inside my backpack for like, I don't know, a couple weeks now as well. So it's been traveled around, kind of got banged up a little bit and whatnot. Sometimes there are candies and stuff in these. If there is, I'll try them if it's not like something packaged like Skittles or Twizzlers. Those are sometimes in here. Same with the hot sauce. I like the dehydrated hot sauce that these usually have. But if this comes with something like little Tabasco bottles, we're probably going to pass on those. Don't completely trust them, even though it's just vinegar, but you know. Alright, so let's bust this baby open. Thought there was a tear tab on here. If not, we're just going to have to... Well, you know, one moment. That's why we brought the scissors, because I'm a weak ass motherfucker. Get the camera all set back up all nice and pretty. Hold up 1 second. Just get it kind of tilted down so you get a little preview of what's going on here. Alrighty. Oh, didn't even need it. Now that is questionable. If I did that, or if that was already like that. So we'll take a little bit more care when we're looking into this. That is interesting. That wasn't like that when I picked it up. I'm gonna have to go back and check the camera on that. Must have certainly. Odd. First one I've had that's like this, so we might have to be extra careful about this one. So let's see what we got. Got a package of jalapeno cashews. Never seen these before, so that'll be an interesting thing to try. Let's move on to the next thing. We got here, ooh, a first strike bar. I've not got to try these yet either. I've heard good and bad things about these, but same with this applesauce. And I honestly ended up enjoying this applesauce. So let me fix my hat too real quick. Hair's going a little crazy underneath. There we go. We got crackers, and luckily they're not the vegetable crackers, because those just personally don't taste as good. They taste a lot more like Play-Doh. These, you can kind of get away with putting some of the peanut butter and stuff on. And speaking of peanut butter, we have a package of peanut butter here. Beautiful little package. Usually you have to knead these, get them nice because the oils separate. Look what I said. Hey, we got the crushed red pepper. I don't know if this is red pepper flakes or if that's like the dehydrated hot sauce. We got Zapple sauce, which, like I said, honestly is pretty good. Now, last time I got this, oh yeah, if you want to see the inspection date on these two, we got 2003. I forgot how to read these exactly, but I believe the two or three is the year. I had to go back and look, but I did check the previous ones that I ate, and they were within the time frame. The only thing that kind of sucks is I didn't get the box with these because I actually bought all these MREs surplus. It came with an ACU bag, so I got a little bit of a deal on 24 MREs for $100 plus a ACU bag with an Alice rig, or the Alice frame. So it's a pretty good deal, honestly. But anyways, applesauce, like I said. You get your amenities, which seems to include today some freeze-dried coffee that we'll give a try. And here, obviously, is your drink bag. You fill up to different amounts depending on what beverage you have. The last time I tried this coffee, honestly, I'm not gonna lie, it kind of gave me the shits. I don't know if that was because it was old or if that's just what it's designed to do, but it definitely did. We have, first time I've seen these little packets, a raspberry flavor beverage pack. Normally, whenever they give you these beverage flavors, they're in a little shake bag, you know what I'm saying? Which I was hoping to get because those are actually pretty neat. We got a spoon, maybe for the applesauce. Really don't know. And then finally, we have the pizza slice cheese. So I've had the pepperoni pizza slice before, and that was actually produced by Bridgeford, the same people who make like the beef jerky and stuff like that, essentially. So this is interesting to see that this is not the same thing. This feels a lot bigger too. So I wonder if there's like a pizza bagel kind of thing going on, like a deep dish kind of thing going on. Be very interested to see. And then here is our heat, the heat, fucking MRE heater. These are just water. You fill them up to the fill line, which is right there. It takes barely any water at all. You kind of tilt it back and let it get over these coils. And these are basically, I'm not sure if it's the exact same thing, but basically it works similarly to a hand warmer, essentially. And we allow that to cook our food. So to start, I'm going to go ahead and fill this up with a little bit of water and get the pizza slice in it. And then once that's all heated up, we'll stick the coffee in there, give that a little mix around, and we'll try that out as well. Let me pause this real quick. So we have gotten the water, filled it up to the line that says do not overfill. Might be a little bit overfilled. That's fine, because we're going to try to make this thing not explode anyway. And that's a fun fact about these, is they actually produce hydrogen gas. Yeah, hydrogen gas. Which can displace air. So if you're in like, armored vehicle, something like that, and you're cooking up one of these, you should be mindful if there's a lot of people who are cooking at the same time, essentially. And then as far as this, what we're going to want to do is take the heat pack and the food source. You're going to put the heat pack up in here and then kind of pinch it. Don't let it drop in the water yet. Then we're going to position the pizza here. Sometimes you have to do a little crimping on it to get it to fit into the package. Okay, if it gets a little banged up. Once you get that nice and settled, pinch both of them, and then move the whole, both the package and the heater down to the bottom. Now, this package is a little bit wider than I expected. I should have put it down the other way. Make sure the back of this gets as close to the bottom as you can. You don't want the water to not be sucked up into it. And then normally, usually says on the back of this, or on this itself, it gives a quick explanation of everything to do. So you tear it off, shows you how to do the pouch, pour in the water, and you put it into its little assembly. My favorite part is, I don't know if it's going to be reversed on here, but leave on a rock or something. I don't know why that entertains me, but it does. Oh, already hot, like burn your fingers up. So now what you're going to do is fold it over on itself, and then carefully place it like how a Hot Pocket would be. I don't even know if they make Hot Pockets like that. Do they even have the little cardboard piece in Hot Pockets anymore? I'm pretty sure the last one I ate didn't have one. Ooh, you can smell that gas already. Get that nice and tucked in there. And we don't have a rock or something right now. So, I mean, I'm sure we do. We're out in the middle of fucking nature. There's got to be a rock somewhere, but looks like there's a stick or something over here. A stick someone put in the grill for some reason. Shouldn't be doing that, but some people do. So we'll take this, we'll go ahead and lean it on the side where the heat pack is, just to make sure it kind of gets mostly absorbed. I'm sure there's a more correct way to do this. I'm not a soldier. So we're going to take this, we're going to set it over to the side, kind of leaned up on that. Clean up some of our trash so we're not leaving behind anything. Since besides the coffee, there's not a drink that comes with this meal, I did bring a Mountain Dew. Unexpectedly, this is actually white out. I've not seen these in a long time, so I'm pretty excited about that. Probably wouldn't have that with soda, or with the MRE, but I will say that I did smoke a cigarette before this, which is the classic way to eat MRE. You gotta dull your senses. You gotta see this, hold up. Can you see the smoke coming off? Let me switch the camera real quick, maybe. Can I? No, I don't think I can. Can you see the smoke coming off of this? It's not supposed to get that hot. Maybe we should have followed the instructions better. Oh. That's like roiling right now. I can actively hear that bubbling. That's crazy. I've never had one get that excited. Try not to breathe too hard into that. All right. So, while we're waiting on that, we'll go ahead and try a couple other things. So we have the First Strike chocolate bar. We will try first. Nutritious energy bar, chocolate flavored, as I said. We have prunes, corn syrup, fruit base, raisin, honey, rice crisp. Interesting. Fructose shortening, polysorbate 60. That's got to be good for you. Cyanocobalamin, zinc. I know that word. Maltodextrin, which is pretty much in everything. I think even this applesauce here says fortified with maltodextrin. And you know, the funny thing is, whenever I ever researched these, everywhere online from the soldiers claim that these have like 200 milligrams of caffeine in them. I don't know if they were just getting a little bit of a sugar buzz from the maltodextrin, because from what I read on here, all it is apple, sugar, maltodextrin, water, ascorbic acid. They could be lying. You know, it's definitely possible. I mean, the government never lies. But we'll try this out first. We'll give the little First Strike bar a test. See what it tastes like. Now, it does have a little ripping packaging, but I'm going to rip it from the top because I don't assume I'm going to eat all this right now. So we're going to cut the top so we can kind of fold them over and eat them later. Now, I do believe most MREs are supposed to hit you around that 2,200 mark. Ooh, that's interesting. So here's what we're looking at. Just a little log in there. It's got an interesting smell. It smells like a more sweet Lara bar. Have you ever had those? Like kind of like a figgy. Why is it shaped like that? It looks like a whole ass piece of beef jerky or something, man. It's a little oily. Overall, the crisp looks like they're borderline falling apart, like they've got smushed or something. Definitely interesting texture. It looks so much like beef jerky, it's not even funny. Let's split this piece off and kind of gauge what the consistency kind of looks like here. I mean, it smells rather pleasant. So they have a chocolate protein powder that comes in like the little drink mix things. Those have a very similar smell to the chocolate smell in this. I don't know if that's a good thing, like if that means it's real chocolate or if that just means it's the same fake chocolate. Definitely reminds me of kind of like a hot chocolate. Like I bet you can melt this down in like a cup of water and have like a subpar cup of hot chocolate. Stop steaming, so that's good. Okay, we'll break it again just to get another good look at what's going on inside here. It's mostly, like I said, just chocolate and the Rice Crisps. All you can really notice in there. There's no, well, there are little black pieces. That could be tiny bugs that crawled into it, or alternatively, it could be pieces of fig or whatever happens in the manufacturing process. So, on either side with the bug on it, a lot drier than I expected, but that's usually common with MREs. Got almost like a gummy texture that quickly fades away. The taste isn't bad. Cheap definitely comes to mind though. As you chew it, it gets kind of a aftertaste, but I don't know if that's just because I'm breathing in helium or hydrogen or atomic bomb dust. I don't know. Whatever they put in those things. But I mean, it's got a tiny astringentness to it, which worries me. Because I say if something makes your mouth feel numb with an MRE, probably rancid. But this doesn't smell rancid. It doesn't really taste rancid. It tastes fine, honestly. A lot of people get kind of sketched out with MREs. I know I do, especially seeing it already kind of open like that. But like I said, it's been kicking around my backpack for a minute. But yeah, I mean, it's not awful. It's not horrible. Like, if you told me that this was healthy for me and sold 4 of them for $6, I'd probably buy it. While I'm drinking my Calypso iced tea. You make iced tea? Yeah, an iced tea. Southern lemonade or something they made. Crack open this can of soda. Gotta clean the palate. Now, I don't know if you guys had a program when you guys were in school where you would like write letters and stuff to soldiers. But we had like one that was similar where you'd write letters and you could also send them like gift packages, which is kind of ironic because I think a lot of the families did actually buy them like smokes and stuff like that. Um, but I remember sending them hot sauce, so it's kind of ironic to see that they got the little tiny bottles of hot sauce. Um, I'm sure a big bottle of Tabasco sauce is a lot better than a small bottle, you know. And I got them the Chipotle flavor. I think that was around back then. It's one of those flavors, one of the different, more red colors of the Tabasco sauce. Delicious. Alrighty. So the first strike bar I'd probably give. I mean, I'm gonna do this for most of the MRE things. They're all usually hitting at like 6 to 7 out of 10. They're not horrible like everyone makes them out to be. I've not had some things yet, like the 5 Fingers of Death or whatever they call it, where it's like the kielbasa sausage or something. I've also been holding off on the hamburger patties and a couple other things. I've mostly been eating through all the chicken, the shredded beef options, the random stuff like the pizzas and whatnot. And they've all been pretty enjoyable so far. I have had some ones that are a little bit sketchy, but for the most part, um, the nuts seem to last pretty long. I've heard that they go rancid sometimes, that they're one of the first things to go rancid. But then conversely, the peanut butter is one of the things that holds the longest. So, I mean, you got both sides of the story. So now we're going to look at the jalapeno cashews. Ingredients are cashews, jalapeno flavored cashews, seasoning, salt, jalapeno pepper, dextrose, they love that. Maltodextrin, they really love that. Green bell peppers, it's not a jalapeno. Citric acid, malic acid, spice extractive soybean oil, processing aid, natural and artificial flavors, and peanut oil. I assume the peanut oil was already in it and not added by them, but who knows? This one is vacuumed quite tight, and our inspection date numbers on the back are 3116. Excuse me. 3116. And I don't feel like doing the math on that right now or looking it up. So if you'd like to look it up in the time that I'm doing this, that would be awesome. Ooh. Little dusty smelling, but it reminds me of the jalapeno cheese crackers that you get. Same kind of smell that the cheese has. Let's take a couple out, take a look at them here. This is what we're kind of working with here. They definitely feel really dry, but again, that's how MREs operate. They work on a water availability meter, which isn't actually moisture content. It is actually the amount of water available to fungus, which is quite interesting. And it is the same technology that we use for our white bread today to make it last as long as it does. Same with like bagels and stuff like that, but those usually last pretty long anyway. So once again, like I said, they just have a really dry smell, which worries me, but they're super dry, so that shouldn't worry me, right? So just seasoning and nuts. If it tastes rancid, we'll know pretty quick. Spicy. It tastes a little bit different than the smell does. It's a lot more not dusty on the taste. Tastes more just like the